ਓਟਾਵਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਵਰਚੁਅਲ ਨਿਊਜ਼ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਨਡੀਪੀ ਲੀਡਰ ਜਗਮੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੇ ਸੀਈਓ ਅਤੇ ਕਰਮਚਾਰੀ ਮੁਆਵਜ਼ੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸਮਾਨਤਾਵਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਤਾਜ਼ਾ ਰਿਪੋਰਟਾਂ ਦੀ ਚਰਚਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਜੋ ਹਰ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਚੇ ਪੱਧਰ ਤੇ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਗਈ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਜਗਮੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ 에ਅਰਪੋਰਟ ਤੇ ਛੁੱਟੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨਾਂ ਦੁਆਰਾ ਅਨੁਭਵ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਫਲਾਈਟਸ ਦੀ ਦੇਰੀ ਅਤੇ ਰੱਦ ਹੋਣ ਕਾਰਨ ਪੇਸ਼ ਆਈਆਂ ਮੁਸੀਬਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਚਰਚਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ। ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਜਗਮੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਦਿੰਦਿਆਂ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਹਾਊਸ ਆਫ ਕਾਮਨਸ ਦੀ ਟਰਾਂਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਮੇਟੀ ਦੇ ਨਿਊ ਡੈਮੋਕ੍ਰੇਟ ਮੈਂਬਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਬੁੱਧਵਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਕਮੇਟੀ ਦੇ ਚੇਅਰ ਨੂੰ ਪੱਤਰ ਭੇਜ ਕੇ ਇਸ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਲਦ ਤੋਂ ਜਲਦ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਸੱਦਣ ਦੀ ਮੰਗ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ।
We are a day after the first working day of the year, and within a couple hours of that first working day yesterday, the wealthiest CEOs in this country earned more than the average worker did in an entire year. This is a problem. It's particularly a problem given that we're dealing with a cost of living crisis and an inflation without precedent in recent history. And as people are having a hard time with everything, basic necessities, buying groceries, paying their bills, they're feeling squeezed and the real salaries of workers has gone down. The wealthiest CEOs in this country have seen an increase in their wages by over 20%. They're making massive amounts of money, and it shows that in this time of inflation and this crisis of cost of living, that it's working out very well for those at the very top, and it's hurting workers, it's hurting families, it's hurting people. And neither the liberals or the conservatives are willing to point this out. What we are saying very clearly, and the evidence shows this, that corporate greed is causing the pain that people are feeling. It's one of the elements that's contributing to the pain that people are experiencing. Corporate greed is contributing to the cost of living going up, and we need to tackle it. While the Prime Minister says it's too simplistic to make CEOs pay what they owe, we disagree. We think the Prime Minister is wrong. It is the right thing to do to make CEOs pay what they owe. And if they're not paying what they owe, then people end up paying then the price ends up falling on the shoulders of people. Other countries around the world are taking action against corporate greed, and we need to do that here in Canada as well. And so I want Canadians to know that that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep on fighting for you and for your families. We're going to fight back against corporate greed, and we're going to fight back to make sure the burden of this current crisis doesn't fall on your shoulders. We're going to make sure those at the very top who can afford to are paying what they owe. This is one of the things that we've been finding in general with the approach of this government is they've not been doing the best job of being transparent with what the evidence is and what the recommendations are from the experts and the decisions being taken. And the reason why that is so important is that when we don't have transparency and we don't have the public health experts providing us with the reasons or the government providing that rationale of the experts, providing that reasoning, then people start to lose trust. And so I would encourage the Prime Minister and the government to ensure that every decision we're making is backed up by the evidence and the advice of experts. And when it's not, we need to be very clear that then it's not the best evidence we're receiving, or it's not the guidance from public health experts that we're receiving. And this is an ongoing critique I have of the government, that when we don't have that evidence-based decision-making or the experts' reasoning that's being presented by the government, then the government starts to erode the public trust in the decisions being made, and that's a problem.